I've decided I'm going to build a light panel, and I got the pieces parts, but I haven't actually designed anything yet. So here, let me move the camera so I can show you the parts that I have. And alright, so what do we got here is some of the supplies for building this light panel. I'm going to build a light panel using the strip LED. You can buy these for, I've seen them as low as like $4, I think. Again, you have to catch them on clearance and stuff like that, but you know, well under $10 for a strip. And so we got the strip, and I forget how many there are. The package that came on, nice, put a big label right over all the information. And we'll use this 12-volt power supply for it has a 2-amp output, so that should be sufficient. Have a female connector pin, which has little screw attachments, so you can say take your power leads and put them in. Of course, you probably want to put them that way since one's positive and negative. Then you can plug in your power right into that, so there's no. So it's all nice. And then in line, I have these 2 switches. They're both inline switches. This one is a binary switch. On and off. Take that out. Take this out. And this one is it's off and on, but it's also dimmable. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to be able to dim it, but I've been buying a bunch of these strip things because I figure at some point when I do my basement, I'm going to use strip lighting, since that would be easier than trying to install a whole bunch of recessed lights in the floor joists. So that's the pieces parts for the actual lamp. Now to make the panel, I'm going to use this. It's foam core. Should be stiff enough, lightweight enough that, and I should be able to turn it into a nice panel. Use some hot glue. I'll still come out with a fairly lightweight panel, light panel that I can then use right here at my desk, or even for, you know, move it around somewhere else that I might need light. So since I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'm going to design this as we go. I'm going to be using English measurements, so I got about, let's make it 15 inches wide. So we'll have to be 15 inches wide, and let's see, 20 inches high, so 15 by 20. And of course, now I got to figure out the right scale, because I want 15 by 20, and I'm going to use these 3 by 5 cards for mocking it up. Let's see, we've got 15. So if I go quarters, I got 1, 2. Well, that would only give me 12 quarters, so I'm going to have to go eighths. So 2, 4, 6, 16ths. So let's use blue there. This would be 16, so that'd be 15. And we'll come down. Just the blue there. 15. And of course I have a drafting table upstairs. and T-square. So that'll give us 15. And we should be able to fit 20 wherever we want. So I'm going to leave a little off that side because I want to have a top part that arcs over. So we got 16, 18, 19. So there's 20. And you know, okay, 3 of these from that on. Here we go. Okay. Of course. To mark this end. Don't have to be exactly perfect, just close enough to get an idea for the design. So I'm gonna make this line a little bit. Okay. So that's going to be the main panel. I figure I can score the back side of the thing and then fold it up. So let's give that, see if we can, 6 inches. So 26 inches should be fine. Figure out how big my board is to make sure I can do that. Okay. Looks like it's about 20 by shy of 30. So this will fit. I'll have to make sure. So we'll do 6 inches for the top part. That'll fold. Probably do a, let's do a 2-inch bottom. I don't really plan on putting any lights on the bottom, but I'm gonna need something to actually make sure it stays stiff. So I'll do that. So we got 2 inches there. We put 2-inch side on it. We should be able to. It's 15. That'll bring us up to 19 inches, which is still an inch shy. So really, if we want 1.5 inches, I wouldn't have to cut the side. So let's do that. So that'll be 2 inches, 1.5 inches. Inches, and 1.5 inches here. Again, I should be able to score the back. Need at least 2. 2.5 inches. Okay, so this is going to be a cut. Oops, all the way across there. And I'm erasing these, turning them into. Now I have a thing where I could have just laid it on and hit an eraser, but again, why would I do that? So, I'm just making these dots as a reminder that I'm not actually cutting this. But that will be where the folds will be. So I can score it. I don't need to score the index card. Because it will bend easily. So, you probably cut this straight across. Now the way I look at it is, hopefully when I make the cut here, and here, here, and here, I can bend those in and then have like an angle here, so it's not, that I can then hot glue the foam board, and it should be good. So let's see, 1.5, 15, 20, the dimensions, so this should be 20, which is the width of the board. I should just have to come 2.5 inches on each side. Score, 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 score. So let's see. I'm not gonna mess around with using an X-Acto knife on this because I don't need to. So this should be a full cut here. Full cut here. Full cut there. Full cut there. Now I need to cut in here. And then the top. Okay, so should be able to make this. I'm just scoring it so it'll be easier to fold. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just this is just getting an idea of, is this something that'll work? And I think it will. I don't know. Never actually done this before, so. But I learned this using little pieces of cardboard and stuff like that in a welding class, because it's a lot easier to cut and shape cardboard and make sure your parts and ideas and designs actually going to work before you go and throw it together. So now should be able to fold this quite easily. Yep. Yep. And this will be at an angle of some sort. So yeah, that actually turned out pretty nice. I should be able to hot glue that. Oh, once I get that glued in place, then I can cut off the sides. But that's pretty much how the light panel is going to work. I'm going to put LEDs through here, and then some LEDs, I haven't decided, probably across. Just so I don't have to cut as much. And I don't want to, I don't know, I might be able to run them straight up, but I'll put the LEDs on after I cut out the foam board. And so the next step is to measure out and cut my foam board, which I won't do here because I don't have the room. I'll do that in the living room. And then I'll hot glue it, and then I'll be back. So, catch you later. So I thought I'd show you what I did. See, I put the dashed lines on the places where all the folds are going to be, but I'll have to also score it. Plus, I put it on the back. I drew everything on the back so that it won't show up on the other side. Alright, I'm back. Didn't glue it yet, but I did cut it. And one thing, like I said, about scoring on that one side. So what I did is I got some MDF and I put this on as a backing, so when I cut through it I didn't have to worry about damaging the MDF below it. And then when it came time to actually folding these, I just put it up against a corner, or like a door jamb, or a door jamb, and or a frame, and just so you line up your ends, and that way you can make sure you get a nice fold. So now it should fold out like that. We get the bottom, and then the top will fold in like that. I'll line it up so that then, if I want to, I can then trim off the excess. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, because I might want to set up a little bit. And then later, I may actually make like legs or stands for it. Now hopefully, when I'm done with this, it'll be lightweight enough that I'll be able to put it like on something like a tripod stand. So if I need a panel light somewhere for like some project I'm working on or something like that, I can just put it on a tripod and it'll be lightweight enough that that'll be good enough. Of course, I'd have to make some kind of attachment for it, but again, this is all doable with something that's easy to work with. I wasn't thinking though, this bottom part probably should have been 2.5 inches, but you know what? That's fine. I just want something there for rigidity on the bottom, because otherwise this might flip around. So now I'm off to glue, hot glue, and then I'll be back. I'm back. Only one mishap with the hot glue gun. Hot glue is hot. So pay attention to that. Not that used to. So what I did, got it all glued up. Yay! See the bottom, see the top. Oh, nice. Just going to glue here because when I'm trying to glue this, I found out it's best to get the glue where the foam is, and then stick it on the side, and then hold that in place, and then reinforce it from behind. I also ran glue down, a bead of glue down where I scored it and bent it, so that would reinforce that. So it's fairly strong. But now, dawned on me, I never bothered to test the component to make sure that the thing worked. So we'll be doing that next. So I'll be switching the camera and we'll see. Let's make sure this stuff works. So I've got the strip, switch, a little adapter for plugging in power supply, and my power supply. So let's first see about plugging this in, guess we have to go to the 50. And if it fits in there. Here's the DC volts. Oh, yeah, around about 12, so we know. And now we should get 0, and we do. Okay, so we know the power supply works, we know the switch works, don't know if the strip works. So, need to throw the driver. Back up this off. See if we can. Okay, that's the set the blind man. So I'll hook the positive up to the positive side. See negative up to the negative side. And then we'll it's hard to see in there, so I'll have to test continuity. Use the ohm meter for that. Check continuity. Yay! So we need to should have continuity with these little strips here. So negative, good. Positive. Just touch the center. Yes. So this is hooked up correctly. Now we just have to plug it in, and we should get a strip of lights, maybe. Oh, look at that. We have lights. Now, the kicker is we've got. I found another package, but that didn't give me information inside. So I figured this is about 5 meters, but I wasn't sure. So I took out my meter stick and I unraveled it and I measured it, and it's 5 meters. So now we have 5 meters of light. There is about, let me look like this so I don't blind myself. There's about 75 millimeters between these. So now I have to work because I'm gonna have to switch into metric. So the question is, how wide is the so we'll just grab out a meter stick and check and find out that it's roughly 38 centimeters. And I'm not going to worry about the angle there. And we got about 64 centimeters. 64 centimeters long. Okay. Let's see, so we got 100 by 64. So that means we need to use 7 strips, 7.81 strips, so let's not do that. Let's get an even. 8.33, still under. 480, so we're close within 20 centimeters, so that's it. So 62 centimeters per strip. We can do 8 strips, will leave us with 4 centimeters left over. Which I don't know if that's going to actually work because let's do a quick too much junk. So we got about 62 here, but how does that line up with the strip? Well, we can make the cut because that's going to determine it also. So if we just line up there, oh, look at this, it's like they designed this for this. So we can go to 60 exactly, otherwise we have to go up to 66 and a half, and that's not going to work. So we're going to have to do 60. So, or I'll just leave that up because we don't need to have 5 meters. Alright, so we're going to have to cut into 8 strips, 60 centimeters each. Now this does have a backing on it, which is adhesive. And so we're gonna. This is at 0, so we're gonna have to have one spot where it'll plug in. What I'll do is poke a hole where I start this off and put this on the back. So, but anyway, we'll start. Oh, things I forgot to talk about. Cutting foam board. If you're using a utility knife or like an X-Acto knife, this is an X-Acto knife. X-Acto. It's a nice one. It uses a clamp to hold the blade in, so there's no messing around. But anyway, if you're using this, use multiple strokes, because when you're going through it, you gotta let your blade do the work. Don't try to force it. Anytime you're using your utility knife, don't try to force it. Utility knives, X-Acto. So let's see. This will be the first strip. I'll take this out to. It's going to be a little shy of 60 because he crimped that up there. Well, I'll get cutting these and. So I cut this with X-Acto knife, right? But I don't know if you can cut it with the scissors. Maybe you can. Oh, look at that. Doesn't crush it too bad. So, don't have an X-Acto knife, but you have a scissors, you can cut it with that. I wouldn't use a cheap pair because it is kind of stiff. So, and you could probably take your scissors and then score it like that. And then crack. Look at that. So, like I said, don't have a utility knife, X-Acto knife. You don't like them. Because for a long time I didn't like touching them because when I was a kid I accidentally cut into my thumb. This, for some reason, this hand has it up for this hand. I got 38. So I got the 60 now. Need 8. 8 strips. But how far apart are they going to be? So, calculator again. Although we know it was 40 centimeters. I could put 5 apart. But it's not 40, it's 38 because I had to do a thing in English, man. But anyway, so I got 38. So I think if we put it 40 or 4 centimeters, probably on center. So that way I know where my stuff is. So let's start off with the first one. Now, let's see. Yeah, I should. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll have to solder that to the next one so I can run this way, and then solder that so I can run this way, and so forth until we get the 8 together. I'm guessing I gotta solder that together to make the loop for the wire. Because right now if I plug this in, it just so happens that I have a 12-volt power supply for my fan. Does light up. I guess I don't have to do that. Huh. I can see that. See the wiring underneath. That's kind of cool. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I won't have to do that. Q! One less thing I need to do. So, I'm going to gather my stuff for the soldering, and I'll be right back. Okay, back. So, I went through and I cut a whole bunch of little wires and stripped the ends so I can use those to connect each one of these strips. So, time to get started. Alright, let's see. Before I get too far, make sure this is working. Fan's 12 volt. This is 12 volt. If I can find the other end. Should be at the other end. Okay. Oh, I need the power. Oh, okay. So, we're good so far. Now what I've been doing is been putting weights on here to hold it in place because I only have so many hands and I never got one of those fancy army things, grab things, arms, whatever, extra hands, fingers, whatever you want to call them. So, this should allow these to, and should have more than 4 centimeters there, so probably have to loop them up a little bit. But I figure when I get this on there, I may put tape over all the wires just to get them out of the way. But for now, lay it flat. Alright, I think I got them all. I need to count them up. Yeah, so I took a strip of light and I restripped it. Yeah, the end result is I got a chain of lights, but now they're each about 60 centimeters. Not 60. Here. So, yeah, woo! Alright, so it works. It was not hard, it was just tedious. And the little wires to contact with the little ends, and I don't know if you can see that, but well, I should be able to. I think I'm done soldering. Now, here's my little piece of paper. So we got 4 centimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the lines where I want to line these through, and I'll be back. It turns out that 4 centimeters is wrong. I could get by with 5 centimeters because it's really, because you're not starting from 0 here and then going out 8, you're going really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I took 1.5 centimeter on each side, started evenly, spaced it roughly anyway. I think I'm going to start down here in this corner with the where the power supply. So the power supply would come in this corner, go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So each one of these go on. So if I like that. Anyway, hopefully I actually have enough space in between them. I was thinking I'm like 4 centimeters, but I don't know if I got enough. Really close. I might not be able to get that. So, yeah, I was thinking 4 centimeters, and since I'm 5 centimeters, it might not work. Shoot. Yeah. Do that. I'm not going to resolder that. So, I may have to move them all towards the center. Oh well, that's what we do this to learn. Trying to think if there's an easy way to move everything. I was thinking, oh, if I put them in the center, but I still got the 5. It's going to have to come in on each side, and then probably be about 4 centimeters apart. Dagnabbit. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. We measured it out 4 centimeters apart. Hopefully that'll be good enough. So now I should probably take this. I'll run that out later. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on and use the piece of backing and see if that, oops. So, I'll be back. And that's the end. Oh, yeah. Actually, I didn't have a problem. Got finished. Some of them I had to kind of angle them toward each other because even 4 centimeters is a little too big. I think the next time, note to self, I'll just cut. It's better to have longer wires. Now, I'm not sure how well the adhesion of this is going to work, but I put it on a scale, and it came out to a little over 5 ounces, including the little dongle here, or 146 grams, so it almost floats. I mean, really. Might float. Might be a boat. Who knows? Like I said, I think I'm going to leave that there. I don't know why I'd cut it off at this point. It's not like it saved me a lot. And as for whether or not it works, plug power in, and see what happens. Screw it. Just plug it in. Boom! So anyway, as you can see, it's kind of bright. And the idea is that this will become a light that I can put back here. And then, oh, I didn't have so much junk. Alright, so we can turn off this light, and you can see it gives plenty of light. Could probably use more downward, but yeah, works. One thing I didn't test was that dimmer switch, so I'll have to put that in line. So where'd it go? It's not it. It's not it. So unplug that. Plug that here. Plug this into the panel. And it doesn't work. No, hopefully it's off. There we go. Oh. So here we go. So it's too bright. Ah! Alright. We can lower it down. It's kind of nice. Off. Very bright. So yeah. Thinking dial level is kind of nice. So I'm thinking the dimmer might stay on there. It also acts as a switch. So there we go. The panel, it does work. It's a lightweight, like I said. And here's the dimming. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Actually, it's not that bad because it's not hot. So it worked. Actually, I'm going to use this as a light source. There we go. Yeah. I figure I can. I have other stuff that I might want to use it with. And like I said, I could. It's lightweight enough. I could put it on a tripod. I have to get a bolt or something, and maybe glue a little piece of wood on the bottom or something. But yeah, it worked. That's plenty of light. Even shines on my head. So that's calling that puppy done today. Next project, not sure exactly what it is. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, we'll see that one next.